Hello YouTube, Kingpin of Cinema.
And QB999 with another movie review. This time, a relatively happy one.
Yeah, there's been a couple of really good comedies this summer. Bad Teacher and Horrible Bosses, both of which have been surprisingly funny and entertaining.
Especially Bad Teacher. We thought that one was going to suck, but that was surprisingly good.
Yeah, both of us went and saw it with pretty low spirits, but then we came out of it feeling pretty good, and we thought we saw a pretty funny film.
Well, the last one we saw was Horrible Bosses.
And that's the one we're really going to be focusing on. Bad Teacher's been out for a while. It's going to be gone pretty soon. If you do get a chance to see it, I'd say check it out. But Horrible Bosses is the better movie for the two comedies.
It really shows you what we're all thinking. God, I wish I could fucking murder my boss. You know, it's just about these three guys who are all friends.
They all have one thing in common. Each of their bosses sucks, and they hate them.
And more than just sucks, it's borderline it is harassment.
Well, because for the one guy that's in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, his boss is like sexually harassing him because she's like a nymphomaniac.
You have another boss who is just overall a complete asshole.
And he's basically the main villain of the film, Kevin Spacey.
And then you have the final boss who's kind of like a cokehead who doesn't care about the company.
And he's going to bring it down.
Yeah, and this is the guy who works under him was like the protege of the new boss's father who owned the company, but he died and the son ended up taking it over.
So yeah, he like went from like having like a job that he really liked to a position where this new boss is just out to destroy the company. So he wants to save the company. So he's kind of like the driving force on wanting to like murder the bosses.
You know,
excuse me if I don't know all their names, because I don't.
I know.
Go ahead.
Okay, the one you guys talking about is Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
And then you got the Sunny in Philadelphia one. That's Charlie something.
Charlie Day.
Charlie Day. And then you got Jason Bateman, who works for the Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like Jason Bateman.
You know, everyone put in a good performance. Everyone had their own personalities, their own quirkiness.
Well, they're like Kevin Spacey is like really over the top. Well, I mean, he's not super over the top. He's not chewing the scenery, but I mean, you know, what normal person acts that way? But
you know,
I like him.
The movie does well to draw you in. It makes you hate the bosses as well. Except for maybe Jennifer Aniston. You go like, well, you know, if I worked there, that wouldn't be so bad. But, you know, this is a guy that's engaged and about to get married. And he doesn't know how to handle it.
Yeah. And Jamie Foxx is in the film as well, and he's really funny.
He's funny. He's not in it as much as I thought he was going to be.
But he didn't need to be in it too much.
Yeah.
He was in it just enough, and he plays such a quirky character that he really works.
He's just trying to scam these guys out of their money, is what it ends up being. It's like he tells them, you know, I did a dime for some really nasty shit. And finally, like, later on, they confront him. It's like, what did you do? He says, I didn't murder anyone. Well, then what was it? Oh, I took a video camera into a movie theater.
So, yeah, he basically video recorded a film and tried to sell it in the black market. Yeah, so all the acting performances are good. The jokes or the funny situations this film has are all pretty good as well.
They're over the top, but they're realistically plausible.
It's not too over the top.
Yeah.
Let's set that up right now. It's not an over the top, a completely over the top movie.
There's actually one movie where I don't really want to give out the spoilers to it, because this movie actually does take a pretty interesting turn towards the end, and how it all in the third act and how it climaxes.
Yeah, how it sets up. Everything sets up to the third act, and then how it resolves in the fourth act.
It's a lot different than you'd expect.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty darn good movie. Highly recommend it.
Jennifer Aniston, I think this is a breakthrough role for her.
Not that she's already had those.
No, but it's a nice, like...
It's a change of pace.
Yeah, it does show her range and what she is capable of doing. because damn, is she aggressive.
Overall, though,
reminds me of someone's certain girlfriend.
I don't know what you mean.
Overall, though, we would highly recommend it. You know, it's stupid, but it's fun. You know, this movie just kind of shows if you can make a movie that's just fun to go to, everyone's going to enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's been doing decently well. I mean, it's second place. I mean, it's not going to beat out Transformers.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to fall pretty quick because of Harry Potter. So it just really had a bad placing in the summer release.
But it still did pretty well.
But it's going to do well enough for a rated R comedy because it's not expensive to make.
Yeah.
So it's going to easily turn a profit. And God, I hope we don't get a sequel. Horrible Bosses 2. Could you imagine?
Yeah. This is a movie where they just made a good movie. Just stick with it.
Yeah. We don't need a sequel to this. We didn't need a sequel to Hangover 2. We're probably going to get a sequel to Bridesmaids, which I still haven't seen. But you guys liked.
Yeah. Overall, I think that's about it. You know, it's a good movie. Go see it.
And we don't want to spoil any of the gags, because, just go see it. So this is a short one. Glad you watched it, and post a comment for requests. And, as always, if you didn't like it, okay.